in, where are we, Belchester?
Goodhue.
Goodhue. Here in Goodhue, Minnesota. We're picking up a, what year? 1951?
I believe so.
Okay. Tell us about it.
So, my buddy's got a hunting property we've been going down to, doing some shooting, target shooting, and prepping for just deer hunting in general, I guess.
Yeah.
We were down there doing some target shooting and kind of turned around a few days, and this is sitting there just in the woods, buried in the dirt a little bit, up through the rubber at least, and kind of kept going down, kept seeing it, thinking it was an Alice, and I finally turned around the one day and went and looked at it and saw a VAC on the side and went, that does not sound familiar. Looked around, found the tag, and it said Case, and just kind of went, this is, I don't really know what this is. So
Yeah, it's definitely an odd tractor.
yep, I went back home, looked into it a little more, talked to him, said something about buying it with the intent to restore it. Finally getting its chance to do that. So
Yep, here she is. Gonna drag her back to Missouri and get some new parts and paint on it. Hopefully not a clutch. We're gonna get done with the motor and end up having to split it probably, but that's all right. This one looks a lot nicer. On the Alice, there's frame rails that bolt to the rear end the whole way up the frame.
okay.
And yeah, I mean, it looks like it's gonna be a pain in the ass if we end up having to split it, which I think we're gonna have to. But I got the there's a couple bottom plates on the Alice here, completely rotted out. I took them off, and there was a huge mouse house. I mean, just in this entire bell housing. The clutch pressure plate completely rotted away. There's like 2 good springs holding it on still. So
I do like how this basically just is one tube that just extends up front and just bolts up in the back
it's
there,
just the drivetrain just attached to the motor and to the front wheels,
rather than having frame rails on both sides like you're saying too.
Yep. No, I really like this. I think it'll be a pretty straightforward deal.
I don't know when
Good rims.
I don't know when the last time it ran.
Yeah. I'd like to bring it home and see if we can actually just get it popped off and just see kind of, because then
I mean, I've heard of weirder things happening, but
well, because then at that point we don't have to wait for the motor to be done to see if it needs a clutch too. It might be worth spending a little bit of time and energy to see if it will run, and just go from there. But
solid plan, because I think he said his grandpa parked it there 7, maybe 10 years prior to us going down and me finding it there. So
sure.
And like I said, it was buried up to the rims. I thought the tires were flat, and actually went to pull it out, and both drive tires actually had air in yet.
Right.
The one's dry rotted and cracked out now on the
Yeah,
other
it's been sitting here for how long?
Year and a half maybe.
Yeah, and they're still holding air. So
Right.
yeah, I think this thing's gonna surprise us, but nonetheless it'll give us a good starting point so we don't get halfway through and find out a surprise.
Right.
So I think it'll be worth spending the time to get it going, and then we can start the tear down. So
I'd kind of like to get it back at some point and not let him know what's happening, just to surprise him.
yeah,
see what
take
his reaction
it
is.
over there.
'Cause since then too, I bought a John Deere B from him that his grandpa had restored,
Sure.
and that thing was done really nice. So I want to see his reaction when he sees this one done.
Heck yeah. We could meet up and pull into his driveway with you sitting there. Just say, hey, you remember, does this tractor look familiar at all?
Right.
That'd be cool.
I mean, it is pretty small. If I remember right, it's only 13, maybe 17 horse.
Really?
But
All that motor.
regardless,
All that motor.
regardless, it's a piece of history, and I don't want to just see it run away in a fence line like it has been. So.
Absolutely. Oh wow, it's actually got a foot pedal throttle.
Yep.
That's neat.
A lot of new concepts or ideas that you get, and you look at them and go, well, that's a cool idea, and then you see something like this from 51 and it's already got it on.
Yeah, it's already got it. Yeah, I love the tin on it, just flat. And it's straight. It's straight as hell.
Yep.
And I didn't dick with this too much, but it looks like this just pops. There's a latch underneath there. It's pretty slick.
Yep.
Good muffler. I mean, this thing has 10 times the stuff the Alice didn't have.
Your old school GPS right there, pointed at
Sure.
the fence post and go.
Yeah. Yep. No, this is slick. So we'll get you guys set up on the front of the trailer and get it started to get winched on. I don't think we're going to do a revival here today, but we'll get it back to the shop and we'll do a little bit of a revival there and drive it around, hopefully. If not, then we'll just start the tear down and be done with it. So
Sounds like a plan.
cool.
Yeah, it would be a different story. He just chooses not to bend over because he's not a little person. Yes.
That's it.
I
We're
didn't
out.
sign no fucking waiver.
We're out. You're not that good looking. All right. We're going to get this thing down to Missouri, and I'm going to take my check from you, and we're going to get the fuck out of here. If you see a VAC on Marketplace in Missouri, don't check the VIN tag. It's already been burnt.
So what you're saying is I should take a picture of the video.
You already sent me one.
Again.
Yep.
That's pretty.
All right. Well, we're going to get out of here.
Totally not what you expected it to
Oh,
be.
we gotta put a toad on there too before we forget.
It's not very green.
No.
Those rims are beautiful.
Yeah, I mean,
The valve stems aren't all rotted out like you always see.
looking around it like it's not punctured.
No, it's gonna be a nice process, I think. There's where she sat. Doesn't take long.